Bonks Adventure. Nintendo has Mario, Sega has Sonic. Even Atari has E.T. as one of its most recognized icons. So when the TurboGrafx looked upon its games for some glimmer of franchisable icon, they stopped on a caveman with a big head. The Virtual Console was the first time I ever played a Bonk game, since the TurboGrafx was way out of my price range at the time. I bought into the hype and downloaded the game, only because I thought it would be fun, and in some ways, it was. The graphics were very colorful and cartoony. Even the animations on Bonk were fun to watch. It's a true side-scroller and rarely jumps the tracks. Even if the levels are inventive, the obstacles, the tone, and the flow were very boring. The programmers must be in the camp that the more enemies you throw at people, the better the level is. I guess this is my problem with the game. If this was just another side-scroller, then it would be okay to call it unremarkable. But this is the game that launched Bonk to a mascot worthy. This game isn't special in any way. It's so average in every way, it makes me think it's the perfect way to describe the TurboGrafx system. You're going to want to play this one with the classic controller, since there are some real advantages. Bonk can do a spinning motion that makes him almost invincible, and it makes him hover in the air. So with a little practice, you can spin through entire levels. Bonk may seem like this kick-ass caveman whose only weapon is his huge head, but he does have one weakness: meat. Bonk might be the first vegetarian character in a video game. I don't think he's vegetarian by choice. I think he's highly allergic to meat. When he normally eats meat, he does what you would expect. It turns him Chinese. Luckily for Chinese Bonk, he gets special powers to turn his enemies into stone when he's that way. So I guess it's worth breaking into a body rash. If you have the balls to make him eat just a little more meat, he will go nuts and start flashing. And the other enemies will be so scared they'll either ignore him or pretend to die just so they don't have to deal with his meat freak out. The game has a lot of enemies in it, and it can be really challenging at times, almost unfairly. The bosses were like any bosses in any other game. Figure out their weak spot, then exploit it. Sometimes the levels didn't make any sense, which is okay for a platformer, but the setups to the levels were just strange. This level, you have to go inside a dinosaur. Why, you may ask? For fun! I would have loved to be at that meeting. Okay guys, I was thinking, Bonk could jump through the dinosaur's mouth, then swim through his body, then exit out his ass! They must have been really high when they thought this level out. Like Star Tropics, I don't get why there's such a fan base for this game. However, Bonk's Adventure was a breakout hit for the TurboGrafx, and for that reason alone, it might be worth the download. But be warned, you're only going to bother to play this game once.